Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of Into the Void. This is a game between Kickfoot and Hopkins on Shadow Jungle. In the top rightish side of the map, we have the teal Protoss player. It is Hopkins. And in the bottom leftish side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is Kickfoot. Now this was sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Into the Void in all caps. And it explained that he and his twin love to play StarCraft together, and this is one of their games. I'm not sure which one of these players is the one that sent this in, so I'm not entirely sure who will win, or I don't have any guesses who will win. If you'd like to have your game, Bronze or Silver League, cast for Into the Void by Falcon Paladin, do the same thing. Send it to falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Into the Void. I will get them to my screeners, all the ones that I get from all of my subscribers in this level. The best ones will be chosen, and they will be cast. Now, you might be asking, what are you looking for in an Into the Void cast, Falcon? And the answer is, honestly, longer games that are longer than 12 minutes. About anything shorter than that just isn't as fun to cast, I don't think, or as fun to watch in my personal opinion, except for, you know, cheese compilations, which ton of short stuff everybody really enjoys. And the other thing is something interesting, right? I always like to use the example of if you can use Nidus Worms, even poorly, that's fun. Battle Cruisers are fun. Broodlords are fun. Just a lot of different options of things that we just don't see a whole lot in other games that Into the Void can be an example of it. I also like actual Bronze and Silver League level players to send me their stuff because there are mistakes we can talk about and ways that new players to StarCraft 2 can learn from those mistakes, and then everybody kind of gets better at the game and StarCraft 2 improves. That's how this works. So if you're looking for suggestions, that is what I suggest. Double barracks opening here from Kickfoot with one refinery, so nothing too weird yet. I would like to see this barracks producing something, as he has enough money to do so about 3 or 4 times over. 400, 500 minerals and 130 gas, and absolutely nothing in the production tab except for that second barracks. Maybe a 3 racks? Nope, that's an engineering bay opening out of Kickfoot. So I'd like to see a production of something here. A factory follow-up would be also amazing. But basically the suggestions for the Terran player right now would be make something, please. Okay, alright, throw down a tech lab before making anything, that's fine. It gets the wall off against Protoss. Even if they show up with some Stalkers or Zealots, you can hold it for a little bit and then wait for your units to get built. This barracks is making itself a reactor, interestingly enough, and expanding fairly early here is Hopkins. I'm liking this from the Protoss player. Protoss player is going for a pretty standard 1-gate-ish expand. I think he got the Cybernetics core before attempting the expansion here, which is just fine. If you want to have some Stalkers out early in case a Reaper shows up, not a big deal. You can get away, however, with getting your Cyber Core after your Nexus and still be fine for when Reapers come in at most maps. Unless it's a really small 2-player map with a short rush distance, you're going to be just fine. Pros do it every single day of the week, and they can live with it. Double Assimilator, I'm liking this too out of Hopkins. Has a Mothership core out, is working on +1 attack immediately. Is our Protoss player and going for the robotics facility. If I had to guess, I'd say Hopkins has a little more experience with this game, or at least a little more experience with Protoss at the very least, and we'll see if that can pay off, because sometimes the most experience in the game doesn't necessarily mean that person is going to win. Like, for example, a Cloak Banshee would probably, oh no, I was going to say would wreck Hopkins, but no, there's a cannon coming up behind the mineral line of Hopkins. Also, this robotics facility can be used to create observers as well. So Hopkins, I think, has probably been Banshee rushed in the past, and is just being prepared for this. Just being ready just in case his twin brother decides to do this thing. And look at this missile turret on the way from Kickfoot as well. Pro tip from Falcon Paladin number 8. Also get an orbital command on your command center on your first one. Mules are so useful. Scans are incredibly useful. You can't do either of those things unless this has been upgraded to said orbital command. So definitely get that going as soon as you can here. If not, I will understand why. So again, Shadow Jungle, I don't think this is a ladder map, which would explain, I mean, these are twins. They're playing against each other, probably in a custom map setting. But I like new maps. I like new maps. I really do. So I'm glad this one is one that was chosen and suggested to cast. Widow Mine on the way from Kickfoot. Got Marines, Marauders, got Widow Mines. I'm liking this composition. Second base just about complete from Kickfoot as well. Probe is now scouting for Hopkins. About 4 minutes into the game, decided to move out. It's going to be too late at that point. At least unless you're just trying to figure out where your opponent is. It's just too late, but he's going to get this basic information. Oh, you know what? He might sneak past these units. Oh, might have got up that ramp and got inside for the scout, but just kind of walked right into the Marines and the Marauders instead. and got completely taken down there. So robotic facility is done. Observer is out. I'm liking this. And resonating glaives on the way from Hopkins. Does have an adept out as well, making additional gateways. Having a hard time spending his money a little bit. 2 bases and 28 workers and only rather 1 gateway and a robotics facility is not very much production. So the timing's a little late on getting additional gateways. About 5 minutes here. Probably want to start around 4. Get those in so you can start making use of all the beautiful probes that you have. If Hopkins, yes, Hopkins is double pumping probes, you guys do, making good use of both of these nexuses. Is he chrono boosting? Yep, chrono boosting both of them. Not sure if that's intentional or if he doesn't know you can move the chrono boost off onto other structures. Pretty much any structure you got, you can make upgrades faster, you can make cooldowns faster on warp gates. Mostly used for upgrades to increase the speed of those, though, is what they are. So Kickfoot moving out with his Marines and Marauders and Widow Mines. It's not a huge army, but it's a pretty good army. I like it compositionally. Trying to sneak up and find out where his twin brother is. And the answer is he's going to find this natural base. There are cannons coming up for Hopkins, but they might be too late. Mothership core might be really needed here as well. So, alright, so moving right into the natural base. Protoss player Hopkins should have his army down here at this ramp, but instead they are not. Their cannons killed before they even complete warping in here. Pylon gone as well. Good job targeting that pylon. Photon overcharge is a big stinking deal. So is it time to go? Time to... I mean, you have to save it. Widow Mines burrowing themselves to kill pylon seems a little bit unnecessary. From the backside, though, here comes Hopkins. Adepts and Stalkers trying to pick stuff off here. Not liking their odds, however. Pulling back to the very back of this mineral line. Killing more of these probes as well. Is killing the Widow Mines because there's an observer with this army. I'm liking this a lot. And there's the photon overcharge. Oh, right next to that backdoor pylon is Kickfoot, and Hopkins is able to clean that out. He did lose 10 probes, though, which is a problem. Now only up 28 to 24 harvesters on his brother Kickfoot here, warping an additional adepts. And it looks like Resonating Glaives is done, and Blink is now being researched by the Protoss player. Very interesting stuff. Widow Mines continuing to be produced. Making some medevacs now. Marines, and Marauder. Again, I've said this tip before, but if this is your first time seeing one of these casts, queuing up units in barracks and warp gates is bad. Well, I guess you can't queue up in a warp gate, but queuing up in barracks is bad. It takes the money out of your bank up here to put these guys in the queue, and they're not doing anything. They don't actually start being made until they're at the top here, which means your money's sitting here doing nothing for you for a very long time. I know it lets you queue up to 5, but don't do it. Blizzard's trying to trick you into tying your money up in worthless things. The better thing to do is come back to your barracks at a set time and just make new units. Hotkeys are really good for this. And you can put another one here in the second slot if you want to help with that. That's totally understandable, especially at this level of StarCraft 2. But don't do any more than that, like this. Don't do this. I know you like that it produces things without having you paying attention to it, but you would have more money in the bank to get things like upgrades continue. Actually, start your +1/+1. There we go. +1 infantry weapons is on the way for Kickfoot. Is he queuing more stuff up? No, he's not. Okay. Did make an orbital command out of his main base, so that's pretty good stuff. Second base, natural base could also do that, but it is, again, queuing up SCVs at this point in time. So here comes some Stalkers for Hopkins. A lot of Adepts for Hopkins. +1 attack is done, and +1 plasma shield's done for the Protoss player as well. Stargate follow-up with a fleet beacon out of Hopkins. This might turn into a base race, you guys. Kickfoot's army is right outside the front door of Hopkins, whereas Hopkins' army is right outside the front door of Kickfoot. I feel like maybe Kickfoot's defensive army is a little bit bigger than Hopkins is, so I think this might go better for the Terran player. And in general, base racing a Terran is always a bad idea. Always a bad idea. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Oh, small reinforcing group of Marines and Marauders coming up here. And they're going to walk right into the army. Oh, Protoss army doing pretty well. Come on, everybody. Join the group. There's an Immortal here as well. Should try to focus down the Marauders as he does extra damage versus them. But in the end, works out anyway. Hopkins very easily takes that down. Loses a couple of Adepts in the process. Kickfoot does not have very much by way of defense here, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is dying on the ground. Very minor losses for Hopkins there. Missile turret toast. Did take down the Observer, though. That might help, and Kickfoot decides to go for it. Mortal trying to defend, gone. Marines Marauders just going to eat this natural base alive right now. Same story for Kickfoot. Does he go back home? I don't think he can. He didn't bring his mothership core, so he can't recall. Did photon overcharge a little prematurely here. Nobody's in range of the overcharge here inside the main base, unfortunately. Oh, natural base is definitely going to fall here. Protoss Army for Hopkins needs to make up his mind. Is it going to go? It's going to go. It's going to go. Take down the natural base of Kickfoot. Some defensive Marines here on the high ground for Kickfoot. I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Hopkins is looking extremely strong at this point. Natural base toast for the Terran player. Natural base for Hopkins falls just a few seconds later with a big explosion sound. Probe's trying to run. I'm surprised there are probes alive at this point in time, but there definitely are. Coming up the ramp is Hopkins. Immortal in the front, not where it wants to be against all these Marines, but blinking up onto the top here with the Stalkers. Oh, the Immortal falls, but all these Marines are in a lot of trouble here as well. Stalkers are falling to the Marines, but now all the Marines are gone, trying to get through the front door by killing a supply depot. Now the Protoss Army is fully inside. Kickfoot doesn't want to go up that ramp. There's double Photon Overcharge pylons here and a bunch of Stalkers, so he's going to stim himself all the way back home. He might overstim a little bit, though. He's leaving his medevac behind. And yeah, Protoss Army inside the production facilities of Kickfoot here. Not what you want to see. Really not what you want to see. So I don't know if Kickfoot's going to get any more units than he has. I mean, he's making them, but as soon as they pop out of these barracks, they're going to die, is the problem here. Transferring his adepts into the mineral line. Mineral or worker count for Kickfoot is falling precipitously right now. Some Marines and Marauders come out of the barracks and time it with the arrival of the defending Kickfoot army that came all the way back home. You know what? This might actually go pretty well for Kickfoot right now. It's Adepts versus a lot of Adepts and Marauders with medevac support. Never mind, medevac is gone. Doesn't matter. Super outnumbered. And Hopkins is gone. But Kickfoot down to 14 SCVs. Where are they? Oh, they're down here at the natural base. Interestingly enough, and here comes Hopkins with the follow-up. Stalkers with +1/+1, as previously mentioned. And a single carrier for Hopkins. Yes. Single carrier. Stalkers versus Bio, not generally that great. But again, upgrades are better for the Stalkers. Some Adepts coming in as well. That's going to help out. Carrier needs to be involved in this battle, I think, for Hopkins for it to go well. Does pick a medevac off. That's a good deal. Coming in against these Marauders. There we go. Sky attacks against Marauders. They can't do much about that. And Kickfoot calls the GG. Kickfoot is defeated, and Hopkins was victorious. Good job, Protoss player. Pretty intense little Into the Void between brothers. You know, brothers are always going to be pretty competitive there. I love how much Hopkins teched up. Got a fleet beacon and a 12-minute game for Into the Void. Pretty amazing stuff. I loved the upgrades. Additional gateways probably would have helped a little bit, but did lose his natural base, which slowed down his income in the long run. So Kickfoot didn't really want to expand. He had a decent army back home, 8 Marines, but again, nope. Well, there was +1 attack, but out upgraded with the +1 armor, and that carrier would be a big problem for him as well. So understandable why he tapped out. All right, so that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me at Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Ashamed by what you have done. There is no redemption, and so you must run. And it's taken your heart and broken your soul. You cannot go back until you're made whole. And you're running into the void. Go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, there's a light upon you, and you follow it on. Looking for a reason and a way to atone. All around you, the planets and stars, you're lost in a maelstrom of a great new unknown. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion when push comes to shove? And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void. And you're running into the void.